Hello everyone and welcome back to another Dark Souls Remastered Invasion build video. I got something quite cancerous for you today. This is my Rotten Cleric build. He is soul level 30. Let me run you through the stats and equipment real quick. So I've put most of my points into faith. I've got 30 faith, which is enough to use Wrath of the Gods. And I'm invading specifically in Blighttown with this character, and I've got Wrath of the Gods and I've got Force, so I've got 2 attunement slots. So once I've run out of Wrath, I can always use Force, and this guy is some fresh cancer. I love it. So sorry, yeah, 30 faith, 17 vitality, 14 endurance, and everything else is base stats for the Cleric's dying class. So I can only use a very small selection of weapons. So I went with the mace and I went with the divine infusion because I've got 30 faith and divine scales with faith. I was originally going to use a cult with this build just to sort of fit the thematicness of. I've called this guy, what's his name, Heretic Dunbar, so I thought, you know, a heretic using occult weapons and miracles and stuff, that would be pretty cool. But occult is inferior in every way to divine, so I just stuck with divine. So I've got that, and I've got my red and white shield and Canvas Talisman. The Canvas Talisman gives me the best magic adjustment for this level of faith that I have, so that's pretty good. So I'll get the most damage out of my Wog. For the fashion, I've got Chain Helm, Wanderer's Coat, Havel's Gauntlets, Stone Leggings. This allows me to stack on a respectable 56 poise. I'm not using the Wolf Ring. I'm only using the Wolf Ring after I've run out of casts of Wrath of the Gods. Obviously I've only got 3 casts, and once those are gone, there's no point in me keeping the Ring of the Sun's Firstborn on there. So you swap that up to Wolf Ring or something, or you could even go Hornet, I suppose. So yeah, if you put Hornet on, Wolf Ring on, you go up to 96 poise, which is plenty enough. That's enough to tank Ultra Greatsword hits. That's one thing to be worried about with this build, is Ultra Greatswords can still stagger you at the 56 poise limit. Yeah, man, fucking hell. If you if you come to invasions wanting a challenge and you enjoy that aspect of invasions, don't use this build, because this is a fucking cakewalk. This is a casual destroyer. Like, it's loading souls 3, loading screen souls. It's just fucking not end-to-end loading screens with this build. It is absolutely fantastic. I was sort of, after using it for a while, I was thinking that I was turning into some sort of griefer, because it was just a case of turning up, casting Wrath of the Gods, and then just, back to my world, done. Because you can two-shot most people with Wog in this game. It's fantastic, and the cast speed is so fucking quick, at least compared to 3. But I was sort of thinking about it, and after fighting some people who beat me using this build has some very glaringly obvious weaknesses. One weakness is I have 3 casts of Wog, and once they're gone, that's it. I mean, I've got Force, but if you're not near a ledge, that's not going to do you any good. And if you've got a respectable amount of poise, it's not going to knock you over, it's going to stagger you. So that's a weakness. Wrath of Gods, once that's gone, that's like the heart and soul of the build gone, and all I've got left is this shitty mace. I can't even wield a fucking longsword with this build, because I've got such low fucking dexterity. But yeah, that's, and like Wog, if you have a good shield, you can block a lot of the damage from it. You roll out of it and you'll avoid the damage, which I've had people. And if you've got fast roll especially, it's difficult to catch people with Wog. It's good for trading. This is sort of like a poise caster, not unlike the ones you get in Dark Souls 3, where you bait people into attacking you and spamming on you, and then you get them, and then you cast Wog on them. Yeah, I mean, like I said, once Wog is gone, if I haven't killed you with Wog, that's the big meat of the damage gone. I mean, I can still beat you. Obviously, I've got a nice parry shield there, and I can do some good damage with this divine mace. But if you're better than me, and like you've helped me use up all my Wog, then that's it. So I don't feel as cancerous using this build anymore. Like, it's a casual slayer. That's all it is. It's good at wrecking casuals, but people who are good at this game, you'll find it quite easy to beat. It's one of the, because I'm specifically deliberately invading in Blighttown. That's sort of where this build shines, because of all the narrow ledges and the, death pits you can knock people into. Having Wog and Force really helps this build shine. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy the invasions. They are all so fucking quick. It literally is. I just turn up, spam Wog, and I kill them. But I do get some nice parries and stuff with the parry shield, so that's quite nice. So yeah, enjoy the invasions. So I'm going to find it quite difficult to narrate these invasions since they all end rather abruptly and rather quickly. So I guess we'll just talk about my thoughts on the invasion system so far in Dark Souls Remastered. Look at this, you just turn up, boom, and then boom. Absolutely bonkers. Yeah, so the invasion system in Dark Souls Remastered, right? So I was originally really worried about how invasion is going to be implemented now that the dried finger is a thing, and having co-op groups of 4 people running around, how that would destroy the balance of invasions and stuff. But I've been quite pleasantly surprised. I've been invading a lot over the past week since this game was released, and I've only come across really large co-op groups sort of every once in a while. Usually it's sort of 1, 2, maybe 3 people, and sort of it's very rare that I find a 4-man co-op group. I guess this is because the orbs aren't prioritising dried fingered or co-op worlds, unlike in 3, which I think is quite nice, given that beating 4 people as an invader in this game is, I think, a lot harder than it is in 3, given sort of how slower and little bit clunkier this game is, and how backstab fishing is pretty fucking easy to do. So if you've got 4 people all fishing for your bank, and you can't really panic roll in this game like you can in 3 to get away, because if you panic roll, you're just going to get backstabbed, and that's a death sentence. So 4 people, I think, is a lot harder in 4, and you need to resort to some cheesier tactics like spamming Wog in their face in order to win. However, the 1v1s, the 2v1s, and even 3v1s often I find to be a lot more fun and manageable in this game. I mean, maybe this is just because I was feeling very burnt out on 3 and its invasion system, because I've been basically playing 3 since release until Dark Souls Remastered came out. So I'm not saying I dislike 3 or that I'm gonna start hating on 3 or anything. I was just quite burnt out on it, and it's quite. Invasion system in Remastered is very, very cathartic, because I'm not saying it's easy, but if you know what you're doing in Dark Souls 1, then you can create a very powerful build that can really dominate as an invader. Like the Moonlight Greatsword guy, the Moonlight Prolapse that I did the other day. That is powerful as fuck, and you can 1-2 shot people if you use the right combination of moves and stuff. It's really, really powerful, and most co-op groups and stuff, even co-op groups of 3 at that point. In Dark Souls 3, a group of 3, even if you're using the Moonlight Greatsword, would just be like, oh, you got the Moonlight Greatsword, have you? Oh, well, you're still going to get ganked, and oh, one's bound to death. Whereas in this one, you've got this, you've thought out your build. You have to, invaders really think out their build. It's because invasions are gated quite late game, and in order to have access to the Dark Wraith Covenant and the whole Red Eye Orb, you need to have specifically gone out of your way to make an invader character. Because most players are going to play this game, and they're going to talk to Frampt, and they're going to probably not even know that Carp exists, because they'll do the 4 Kings after they've talked to Frampt and placed the Lord Vessel already. So most invaders I've found at the moment seem to know what they're doing, and they will deliberately make their character really, really powerful, because they've thought out their build and stuff. And it's not because the weapon matchmaking system's been implemented now, you can't be as OP. You can't just go into Soul Level 10 and have a plus 15 Pyroflame and stuff anymore. Nice parry. Yeah, I'll be getting used to sort of the parry timers and this kind of thing. I guess there's sort of the same tactics always work, like bait in parries and face tank parries, except it's poise tank parries and stuff like that. Yeah, so invaders really think up their builds in this game, whereas sort of, I don't know, there seems to be a higher barrier for entry in Dark Souls 1. I kind of like that. It's like a squad of 3 who are just waiting around the bonfire. Whoa, dead. I was thinking about putting Crown of Dusk or the the Gwydling Crown on this, because that increases your miracle damage as well. But this is plenty good damage. Like you can pretty much guarantee a 2-shot with people with this, even with just the Ring of the Sun's Firstborn. And the Crown of Dusk and the Gwydling's Crown are pretty fucking terrible fashion. So yeah, like I say, it's really the invasions in this game are really cathartic because you can make your character incredibly powerful, and you know, 2 and 3v1s are no longer sort of like a big challenge and stuff. Which, although I enjoyed the challenge in 3, and I relished that. That was very cathartic for me in that game. In this game, it's nice to just turn up, fucking wreck shit, and sort of leave the co-op group thinking, fucking Christ. So it's sort of like you can tell who are people who are Lothric tourists, because they'll run up to you and they'll try and rush you with their Drake swords and stuff, try and R1 spam to stunlock you. But because I've thought out my build, looked at my poise breakpoints, and I know how much stuff I can tank, and I've got the Wrath of God is an amazing AOE, amazing rune clearer. You just fucking destroy shit with it. It's fantastic. Yeah, so like I said, I'm really enjoying the Dark Souls 1 invasion system. I thought it was going to be broken as shit because of the dried finger, but because those worlds aren't particularly prioritised, at least not in my experience, I think that kind of balances it out really. So I must admit, when I was playing with this character, I was fishing for hate mail a little bit. I was giving lots of point downs, and you know, this is an incredibly powerful build, and if there was ever going to be a character that was going to get hate mail, it was going to be this build. But you know, I do play the nice invader game sometimes, especially when it's, I don't know, if the host is playing particularly passive, or like you can see he's really struggling with the level or something. I will sometimes just go easy on them, and I'm sort of later on, like after I maxed out my humanity and everything, I sort of ended up, when it came to 1v1s and stuff, I would have just sort of not used WOG as much. I would not just spam it out, because it, you know, at least give them a fucking shot. So this guy was toxic from the spitters, and I was like, oh, I kind of feel bad for him. Like, this is like the shittiest place to get invaded. I mean, I deliberately chose this place to invade because it is so shitty, I must admit. Like I said, this all feeds into me fishing for hate mail, and I did get some hate mail. Well, it's not really hate mail; it's more a mildly annoyed mail. So we can we can say hooray for that. So I felt sorry for this guy, so I gave him some moss, and I was like, "Come on, don't worry, it's not so bad. I'm gonna kill you, but you won't be toxic whilst it happens." So I do play the nice invader game sometimes. Boom! Look at that poise tank parry now. And sort of the good, what sort of, you could go, what I've found a good nice tactic that I found works. I know it's not like a new tactic that I've found, you know, what people have been doing since Dark Souls OG time. So what you do is if you get someone with a parry or a backstab and they don't, you know, that doesn't kill them, on wake up you cast Wrath of the Gods, and as they try and panic roll away, the WOG will usually catch them and finish them off, which I found is quite a nice tactic. So I was thinking, because I specifically booked this week off to play Dark Souls Remastered, and sort of this, unfortunately, my time off is coming to an end, and I'm going to have to go back to work, unfortunately, much to my annoyance. I'm going to probably make one more character, and I'm thinking about going 120, because I've done 10, 30, 60. I've got a guy who's a mule, and sort of he's about level 70 or stuff, but I'm not going to take him any further, I don't think. So I'm going to make a try-hard 120 character. And I was thinking, if I'm going to go try-hard, I might go for Dex Intelligence, so I can have the Dark Sorceries and stuff, because I know they are hate mail magnets, like Dark Bead and Affinity and stuff like that. So I might go for that. And from what I understand, the Dexterity does increase your cast speed, just like in the other games. So, and I've been told Dex is quite good when you go and try hard using the Gold Tracer and stuff like that. That'd be good. So yeah, I might give that a go. Maybe we'll do some forest gank spanks, or get my ass ganked. We'll see. I haven't done any invasions in the forest. Yeah, I've been avoiding it like the plague. It's the new gank city, I know that, and I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. But we're gonna have to, you know, dip our toes in sometimes. So I'll make my 120 character. It might not be. I might not finish it this week, and it might be next week that I show some videos with it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then after that, I don't know what I'm basically. I haven't been doing any serious playthroughs for this. I've just been making invasion characters because I played this game so bloody much. You see, this invasion here, like this ended up being an interesting 1v1 fight because I ran out of Wog. If he was better than me, he would have, probably run rings around me because I've got a shitty weapon. But that's the thing. Once Wog is gone, it's gone. Sorry, yeah, I was saying. Yeah, I've been deliberately just making invasion characters. I haven't been doing like full playthroughs and stuff. So I haven't even beat Gwyn yet on like my mule character. I've done a couple of the sort of call it Lord Souls, and I was just sort of using him as a mule, and I was making deliberate invasion characters. I've just been having much more fun with that. I mean, I've played Dark Souls 1 to death back in the day, so I know the ins and outs, the locations of everything, and there's nothing new that this game can surprise me with, at least story-wise and PvE-wise. But the PvP is what I really wanted to experience, so that's what I've been working on pretty much dedicatedly. Look at this, see, they're all confident. Wow. 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 Can't stop the rock. Oh, I can't stop the rock. Yeah, I tell you what, like, being able to mid-roll, sort of having your target being mid-roll instead of fast roll is so much more freeing than, what do you call it, than having fast roll. Like, you can do so much more with your build if you set the bar a bit higher with to say mid roll, having to fast roll and everything, because having to fast roll and everything, especially at low levels, is just like you're confined to Havels and Ring of Favour, and that's it. Like you can't have any other rings. You can't put in the poise ring. Can't put on any miracle spell boosting rings and stuff. So if you want to do an interesting character like a cleric or a sorcerer and stuff, like who have naturally low endurance as it is, you're pretty fucked. But if you aim for mid-roll, then you can not only stack on a little bit of poison equipment and stuff, and have a varied amount of weapons, you're also freeing up a ring slot. I mean, I've got Havels on, because I wanted to stack on a sort of a decent amount of poise, because poise casting is the whole point of this build. But, you know, I've got a free ring slot that I can put onto the Ring of the Sun's Firstborn, or I could swap it up to Wolf if I wanted to, or even Hornet. So that's the thing, like, the build variety in Dark Souls 1 I found it to be a lot more interesting, especially when it comes to invasions. I mean, 1v1 tryharding, I've done a little bit of dueling and stuff. I did a lot with Pathfinder, and it's very interesting. It's very, very fun, and sort of the build variety I found to be quite freeing, actually, because in Dark Souls 3, at least if you wanted to be moderately successful in invasions and stuff, you have to try hard at least a little bit in order to start getting results. But because, I don't know, I just find everything seems to be a lot more loosey-goosey in this game. I'm really, really enjoying it. Like, I'm using the fucking mace, I'm using 2 miracles, and because of the way that the level is designed, those really synergize well together. See this guy fucking trying to spawn backstab me, and that's great for Wog is great for that. You see him fishing for you back, just go nope, Wog in the face, get the fuck down. Yeah, so build variety, very, very freeing, I found. So yeah, my 120 might be Dex Intelligence. Maybe I'll go for a soul level 45, maybe somewhere that can, I don't know, invade in between Blighttown and Sen's Fortress, or maybe even Sen's Fortress, because I don't know if soul level 60 will be too high for Sen's. Perhaps, maybe not. We'll go to soul level 45. We'll see if we can get some invasions. Maybe New Londo or something. That'd be quite cool. Yeah, I've been enjoying making these themed characters as well. Actually, I've been sort of generally giving them, instead of just going, haphazard, min-max fashion and whatever works and giving them a stupid name. I've been trying to give them like a little backstory and stuff. So like this guy was Heretic Dunbar, and he was sort of cast out of the Way of White, and now he hunts down the clerics in Blighttown. See, like, I've moved on to being... I've got the whole Red Eye Orb now. Oh, this is the hate mail one. This is the hate mail one. So basically, I turned up, this guy's already toxic. Spam Wog. Dead. Point dance. Oh dear. And then, yay! Thanks for invading in Blighttown. All souls are gone. Good job. The guilty pay the price. I thought that was an appropriate response to that. So this invasion was one of the more drawn out ones that I had, and this guy must be a Lothric tourist because he did the whole running away, making me chase him, and then running off and summoning to try and gank me and stuff. This guy was a Lothric tourist, and he was wearing the fucking flip ring, and this sort of it demonstrates two things. One, that people who are used to Dark Souls 3 hosting and playing Cancerous in that way can be countered so fucking hard, and two, the weaknesses of this build, like because he's got the flippy ring on, he's got that fucking infinite iframe, and he really he can really easily dodge my Wrath of the Gods, and so once they're gone again, I'm stuck down to using the mace, and because he's so dexterous and he can move out of the way, move really fast, get his heals off and stuff, and my mace is so fucking slow, and with its whiff animation, it's fucking frustrating as shit. I mean, look at that, fucking hell. And he's using the Greatsword, which still does really good damage at this level. So that's the thing, like if you don't bait it in for the trades with the Wog, then you won't get hit by it. So this guy, I mean, he ended up playing like a piece of cancerous filth, but it's the right way to do it when someone's trying to bait you in with Wog, because you just space them out and you don't go for the baits, and then you go in to fight them just regular melee 1v1. Which is kind of what he did, except he ended up fucking leading me on a merry chase everywhere. God, that flip ring is the bane of my existence. What is the hard? Is there a hard counter for people using the flippy ring? Is it like a long running R1 pokey weapon like a spear or something? Just running. And back to the bonfire. And where is it? Summoning Phantom. Yep, Lothric tourist for sure. Oh look, I got poise. Passive poise. Your turn and burns means shit, mate. Oh look, you can't just run away in a small room and spam panic roll. Dear oh dear. Go the fuck back to Lothric, mate. Then someone gets to watch me. So I point down on his corpse. Yeah, so for this character I initially had 99 crack relay orbs, which I'd got given to me, and once I used them up I was reduced to using the blue eye orb, and now that I've with some help from Pathfinder, we managed to do the 4 kings, so I could get my join the Dark Raids and have a whole red eye orb, and fucking hell, 4 kings, 4 cucks, absolute pain in the arse boss fight, really is. And like, because I've got such a low damaging weapon, it's so fucking slow, and I got such a small health pool, it was just fucking frustrating as hell. Nice backstab cancel. This guy was looking for the parry. That's a great thing again about things like WoG, and I'd tell you what, kicking actually. I've been using kicks a lot more in this game, and in order to counter people who are parry spamming and trying to circle strafe me. Very useful tactic. Because no, if they're not blocking, then it will stagger them. But if they are blocking, it will push you away, so you go out of the range of their backstab. So this was a nice one. Like I was playing the nice invader game again. He was on his own. I was like, no, I've got 99 humanity now. this is just for shits and giggles at this point. Okay, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly enjoyed making it, and I will see you again soon.